Yo, what is going on, you vegan Venonat? Coming at you with a particularly wacky deck today. It's the Greninja with the Evasion Jutsu ability from the Detective Pikachu mini set, whatever you want to call it. And basically, whenever we get hit by damage from one of our opponent's Pokemon, we flip a coin, and if heads, we prevent that damage. And yeah, the deck is fully based around that. We've got Frosmoth lining here, so we can consistently set them up turn to turn. We've got an Alolan Sandslash-GX in here to use the Spiky Storm GX attack to, once we've spread a bunch of damage around with those Furious Shurikens, then clean up a bunch of knockouts with the Spiky Storm GX. And that's basically the gist of the deck. We got a Mew in here to protect ourselves from mostly Tag Bolt, but even stuff like Naganadel sniping our bench Pokemon can be a little bit annoying. We want to force them to go through that ability of the Greninja as opposed to, just like sniping a Frosmoth or a Jirachi or whatever. Got a Mimikyu in here to help us out against the Mew matchups, against the Mewtwo box decks with that Shadow Box ability. And we got a Jirachi in here because we are one prize deck, so that means they're going to be taking a lot of knockouts, which means setting up Jirachi every turn or using it early on to set up. It's going to be super beneficial with the Stellar Witch. We've got a Zacian here because Zacian's broken and Intrepid Sword is great. So let's go ahead, let's get into some games. Into our first one, going first. We are an evolution deck, taking those extra turns. Extra Intrepid Sword, stuff like that is pretty good. We got the Froakie start. We have the Zacian, and we can get a Quick Ball for another, for a Jirachi, actually. I was going to say for another Froakie, but probably one of the Jirachi here. There's a Greninja, here's a Frogadier, there's a Sandshrew in the hand. So we're going to attach this here. We're going to bench Zacian for sure. I kind of want to Quick Ball away the Sandshrew for right now because we don't need him till later in the game. I don't even know if the Sandslash, we do play 2 Ordinary Rods, so we should be able to recover that at some point. We don't need it early on. Yeah, thanks to that Frupple's ability, we'll be able to get to the bench here, get to this Jirachi, and then Stellar Wish. Quick Ball, Great Ball, Research. I'm gonna go with the Quick Ball here, and I'm gonna get rid of the Greninja to get ourselves another Froakie. We don't really have to attack turn 2. If we get Candy Greninja, that's great, but if not, really not that big of a deal. We can look to attack on the turn after, no problem. All right, so we got a Frogadier, got the Escape Board to move the Jirachi. We have an Energy, so yeah, we could get that attack off next turn. Like I said, though, not a huge deal if we don't. There's a Lily's Pokédoll from our opponent, and there's a Meowstic, so it looks like we're up against the Catterday deck with the Persian and the Catterday deck. That's the only way I can really describe it. It's the Catterday deck. So we're gonna ping the 20 damage here onto the Zacian, I think. Actually, I might check to just see if we get a Rare Candy right here because I have the rest of the combo here. Not quite. No Rare Candy. Gonna grab the Great Ball instead. Still might be able to pull it off. Gonna go ahead and Great Ball here first. Get another Frogadier. A Skateboard here. Attach here. Calm away one of the Frogadiers so we can get ourselves another Froakie. We're gonna want a lot of Froakies this game. Froakie down. I'm gonna evolve this one to the Frogadier because I can still get that one out there and put the 10 damage or the damage on the Zacian, and then Cynthia. Yeah, because I can still get the Candy Greninja here. There's a Candy. There's a Greninja. Like I said, can still get it. We got it. Can start attacking with Greninja right now this turn. No reason not to. And we got the Snom. We actually do ridiculously well there. And we're gonna get him with the Furious Shurikens. We're gonna hit the Ditto. We're gonna hit that Pokédoll. Take those 2 out. We can do 50 damage to 2 Pokemon. Get a knockout, and now it forces the Zacian into the active, which can definitely be awkward for them to move. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. We don't actually have anything in our hand to work with, but our opponent literally only has a Zacian with 20 damage on it. So I would rather be in my position than my opponents. They have to definitely go out of their way to get Mew this turn. They can't not have Mew in play. I feel like Mew has to be something they put in play here. There's the Coughing Grab. I'm gonna start spreading damage with that Roxy. Definitely something that's going to be annoying to deal with. They got the Wheezy in the hand, so I get to spread 2 to all of my Pokemon here. I definitely need to get my Mew in play, actually, as soon as possible, to not simply just lose to my opponent sniping us with the Esper, what they want every turn. So definitely need to find my Mew, get that in play. Well, I have my Mew. Actually, I'll open up a bench space eventually and get that in play. Not overly worried about it yet. Once they take that first knockout, we'll get Mew in play and then kind of work from there. And they got nothing else. Luckily for my opponent, though, our deck is not that aggressive, so we can't really take advantage of the fact that they only have 1 Pokemon in play. So we're just gonna have to punch the Zacian for 50 here. Yeah, we can't really, do 200 damage, knock this out, and bench our opponent out. Luckily for our opponent. So we're just going to be sitting here doing 50s, hoping our opponent does not hit us. And the evasion jutsu kind of takes full effect here. There was a Pokegear. I don't see if they get a Roxy. Okay, let's see if they have two. They have 2 more. All right, so 20 more damage being spread across the board. That's a lot of damage starting to stack up through those Roxies, and they probably have quite a few more, maybe even like a Palpet to recover some Roxies. So maybe in a little bit of trouble. Maybe I overbenched a little bit. Definitely not a matchup I have any experience in or am prepared to deal with at all ever in my life. I've never thought I would prepare for the, you know, Catterday versus Greninja matchup. There's a bench Mimikyu. Looks like they're maybe gonna send that up. Nope. There we go. Bench it with a Spell Tag, Intrepid Sword. Just gonna Shurikens again. I think, yeah, we're gonna have to knock that out. There's a Cynthia. That's great. Hopefully get some more evolutions out here. That Froakie, be best to not be a Froakie anymore. And it looks like we can fix that right here, right now, with evolving into a Greninja here. We're gonna do that. We're gonna candy this guy into a Greninja, attach to it, and then once again go into those Furious Shurikens. 50-50. We don't really have a choice to not put this 50 here. I maybe wouldn't put it here, or I would put this first 50 here, maybe not the second 50. I guess we could have gone Frogadier on this guy instead of candying it out, but then that would die to the Spell Tag damage. I don't really want that to happen. So yeah, they're giving us some more options here. We haven't seen their Mew yet, which I'm sure they play. I am sure our opponent does play a Mew, and we will probably see it eventually. I'm sure they want to find it as soon as possible to protect their bench from our Furious Shurikens. I think the Zacian might be stuck here, though. The Catterday decks do not play a lot of switch cards, if any. They usually play, yep, that Recycle Energy. There's the Mew. They usually play the Recycle Energy, and then sometimes they have a Air Balloon. Okay, there it is. Or Dictating Liza is also something they say. But there's the Air Balloon. That's going to work. All right. Now it gets really weird because they might not even do damage to our Greninjas when they hit them. I don't know who's favored at this point. It gets really weird from here. Maybe our opponent's going to deck out from Roxies. That probably won't happen, but you never know. They've used their Palpad, so there's a lot more Roxies to come. Play Lure Ball as well. Here we go. Another 20 to all my bench Pokemon. To all my Pokemon in general here. Jirachi's going to be 1 hit from being knocked out. This guy's going to be 2 hits from being knocked out. We don't have another Greninja in our deck. It's in our discard pile. We could still get we could recover it with Ordinary Rod and then like Calm or Great Ball for it though this turn. So it is possible this guy will definitely live. There is a Wondrous Labyrinth. That is definitely different. And we don't play any way to bump that at all. Nope, I don't play any way to bump that. All right, draw. All right, cool, got an energy. Yeah, that's gonna be annoying. I don't play any stadiums. We did get the Ordinary Rod, however, did not get a way to find it. So we're just gonna go Shurikens. Doesn't really matter, we put the other one. They got the Mew in play. Probably not gonna be going anywhere anytime soon, so just get that knockout on the Lily's Pokédot. I almost feel like the way we're going to win this game is our opponent's going to deck out from using too many Roxies. But they probably play some Cynthias, some Shuffle Draws. Maybe not. Well, I guess we'll find out for sure, but another Lure Ball. All right, man. This is getting scary. That's a lot of damage. They're probably going to pick up 2 knockouts here on my Frogadier and my Jirachi. And then this guy on the next turn maybe with a Roxy. Here comes an Evolution Incense. It is okay. There we go. There's the Persian that can evolve there. Okay, so they got the Persian out. They can actually start using Ear Kinesis. Finally, there's a Calm. I would assume it's gonna grab themselves a Coughing. We'll see though. Yep, and then they're gonna spread more damage again, taking 2 knockouts. And then they can knock out this guy next turn with another Roxy. But they only have 4 cards in deck, so what I was saying might come true. They might actually just deck out before they have time to draw their prize cards. Because there's nothing forcing us to like trigger their spell tags and stuff to like give them more ways to take knockouts. We'll see how it goes. I'm still kind of unsure about how it's going to go from here. They got 2 prize cards down. This and my Frosmoth are pretty easy targets. The Zacian and the Frosmoth are pretty easy targets to pick up. This guy dies to just a Coughing or a Wheezing from a Roxy. Currently gets knocked out by an Ear Kinesis from our opponent. Here comes that. So we definitely don't want to bench any more Pokemon for our opponent to take advantage of a knockout. So we're probably just living with these Greninjas and hoping Ear Kinesis just doesn't, or hoping our evasion jutsu just kind of maintains for a while. There's a Great Ball. I'm gonna attach here. Just punch these 2. I think I'm just gonna not knock out anything with a spell tag though. I think I'm just gonna be passing from here and hoping the flits from the Evasion Jutsu carry me here. But we'll see if they have any recovery here. I'm assuming they probably play a Ordinary Rod, so that'll get played for 2. But I just don't have to attack this spell tag, and then it'll make it awkward for my opponent to draw their last couple prize cards. This one's gonna literally just come down to, I think, to the flips on the Evasion Jutsu. So here we go. We're up to 40 HP on each Greninja. They have no cards in deck. There's a Alolan Fishing Rod. That'll get them back 2 cards, and then they will be able to Ear Kinesis my benched Greninja. There it is. I got heads. Not going to take any damage. I'll draw for turn. Could look to set up another Greninja. And I don't think they can. They might be able to afford to Roxy. I don't think they can Roxy here. So I'm gonna go ahead and no, it's not worth putting in play. I think we're just attach here because why not, and then pass. They'll draw their card for turn. They will Ear Kinesis again on my bench Greninja. We'll get another flip. Hopefully it's heads, and if it is, I think our opponent might deck out. They might have some more recovery. We just saw them use the Lana's Fishing Rod. They could have like an Ordinary Rod or something like that. Okay, there's an Ordinary Rod, so need a couple more heads then. All right. How many Roxy do they have left? Let's see if they can. They only have 1 Roxy left. They've already used the Pal Pad. I doubt they play 2 Pal Pad, so I don't think they are going to be able to win that way. I don't think they could Roxy twice for 2 to each and then 2 to each. I don't think that's going to happen. So it is just going to come down to the flips on the Evasion Jutsu. They are playing a Roxy, so they must have some more recovery to put stuff back in their deck, unless they misplayed here. Do they have another Roxy? Do they have another Pal Pad? They could have another Pal Pad here. And then they could Roxy again and then knock out both of my Greninjas. That would be horrendous for us. Oh, they only have 1 prize card left. If they just knock out one of these, they win. We don't even have 2 to work with. For some reason, I thought I could work with both of these. We just have 1 prize card left. There's a comm to put a Pokemon back in the deck. How many comms do they have left? Maybe 1 more after this comm. Here comes the Ear Kinesis. If they knock out my Greninja, we lose. Tails. Okay, that's going to do it. Turns out this matchup is pretty tough when I overbench. Let's not do that next time I play against the Catterday. What a matchup, dude. Greninja Evasion Jutsu versus Catterday. Okay, getting into another one. We are going second. I think our opponent is playing the ADP Zacian. Let's see what we can do, man. Let's see what we can do with the Greninja. Gonna need a lot of heads. Hopefully our opponent doesn't play anything like Fion. And hopefully they don't play catchers and customs. That's what we don't want our opponent to be playing, anything like that. Yep, there's the ADP. As expected, right on time. And let's see how easily it is. Maybe they'll whiff it energy turn 1 or something. Okay, there's the spinner, not going to whiff the energy. It is a water energy grab. Finding the metal is usually a little bit easier, so they probably got the turn 2 GX attack. Or they're probably just about there. Might be short like a switch card, but can't really tell if they have a draw supporter or not. We got a quick ball, that's good. A great ball is also good. Gonna start with the great ball. Gonna get ourselves the... I think we'll just get Froakie and Snom anyways. So we're gonna grab Froakie. Maybe I'll get actually a Zacian here with this. So then we definitely wanted the Froakie. Yeah, let's get the Zacian. A little bit more draw power after the Cynthia. You have to imagine, I've never played this matchup. I have to imagine it's not great. We'd probably need an absurd amount of heads to be able to keep up. But, I don't know, man. Sometimes lucky. We can go ahead and double Stellar Wish here, and I think I will. Yeah. Let's see. Oof. Probably want the Calm, because we have the Candy, so we're currently just short a Pokemon to Calm with, but if we Intrepid Sword for 3, I think there's a good chance we see a Pokemon. And yeah, there's a couple poke right there. So we're all good. We got that turn 2 Greninja. We got the Snom for the Frosmoth on the next turn. Now all we need is really a Froakie to pretty much have everything we would need for these future turns. But we are up against ADP Zacian. And we're going to need a lot of heads because we don't do damage very fast. Sure, we can hit heads on Evasion Jutsu and slow them down a little bit. But it really is just a little bit overall, I feel like. So yeah, we're going to need quite a few heads from the Jutsu here to give us a chance. In this one, they hit really hard, and when they do draw a prize card, they actually draw an extra prize card. So that's what makes things most difficult here. Is when they draw a prize card, they draw an extra prize card. So our win condition is definitely going to be based around the, probably has to be based around the Sandslash this game. And we can actually knock out 2 Dedennes, a Rangaroo, and Jirachi. That's going to be our game plan. And knock out those six prize cards here. Not going to even worry about this ADP. Not going to hit him. Not going to look twice at him. Just hit Dedennes each. 3 3 times. Oh no, twice. Hit the Denays twice and hit these guys once. So we need to attack 3 times with Greninja and then once with the Sandslash, and that'll be enough for us to win the game. That's our game plan. These guys twice, these guys each once. 3 attacks with Greninjas, then 1 attack with Sandslash. So we're currently 4 turns away from potentially winning the game. So we need at least 2 heads off of our Greninjas, and we need to set up Greninjas throughout all this as well. So it's a tall order, but I believe we can do it. Let's try for it. Yeah, calm away the Frosmoth. Get the Greninja. Candy out the Ninja. Gonna Ordinary Rod the water back in the deck as well. Could try and Celebrate right now to try and get a quick ball to get rid of this water to get 2 water back in the deck. I actually don't hate that. Yeah, there's the quick ball I'm looking for. Quick ball away of water. Froakie, yeah, the Sandshrews here. Sandslash is prize. Okay, so now we need a whole bucket load of heads here from the Jutsu. We're gonna need an insane amount of heads because we need to draw prize cards to get the Sandslash this time to be able to actually take all those knockouts we're looking to take. All right, retreat. There's the Sandshrew, but yeah, no. Here we go. We're gonna knock out probably look to knock out the Jirachi as soon as possible. So we're gonna go like this. With the furious Shurikens. Once again, we hope our opponent doesn't knock out our Greninja. We need a couple heads off the Jutsu. Let's get some heads. Give us a little bit of time. Come on, man. You're playing the best deck in the format, and we're playing Greninja. You can give us a couple heads to work with at the very least. Here we go, Ultimate Ray. First heads. Okay, it's a start. Got a Frogadier here we can use now to snipe this Jirachi and actually knock that out. See if we get that Sandslash. We might actually want to play out the rest of the hand a little bit before we do that and calm the Sandshrew back in the deck, play the research. I guess we'd have to use this first, yeah, if we want to put this in play. And we do want to put this in play, so I guess we're using this first, actually. Never mind. Don't mind me. Evolve this guy. This guy, put that 20 on the... we have to draw prize cards, man. We got to draw. Hopefully the Sandslash appears here. Let's see. No, it is a Froakie. Okay, good. Just gonna keep up with the game plan then. I'm gonna attach to the Frogadier. I'm gonna go ahead and Ice Dance to the Frogadier. And then once again, Furious Shurikens, the Dene, and probably just the Dene. Just keep up at it. 50-50. We got another 50-50 ready to go. And then if we have our second Frogadier in the deck, which I think he was in there, we can Gale Shuriken, knock out one of these Denes. Maybe get access to the Sandslash. At that point, I don't even know if it'll matter. But we'll see. It might allow us to win a little bit faster that way. There's a Fion. Oh no, the Fion is... It's unfortunate, man. They're definitely gonna be able to get 2 prize cards here. I think I just give up a Jirachi here. We'll have a second Jirachi to work with. Didn't quite have 2 Greninja in play to deal with the potential of the Fion, and I KO'd the Jirachi, which opened up that bench space for our opponent. So kind of unfortunate there, but I think it was the best way to try and get that Sandslash potentially out of the prize cards, because it opens up a whole new line of potential win condition for us. They bench lock themselves again with this Absol, which we can look to KO pretty aggressively, actually. Let's see. Can I send up the Greninja? Can't send up the Jirachi anymore because of the Absol. Gonna bench Froakie. Evolve to Greninja. I'm gonna calm the Sandshrew back into the deck, not the Ditto. Just probably take a Mimikyu, because that should be like the most useless thing here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and research. Draw some cards. Got a Candy, got a Great Ball, got a Froakie. Got some energy for this next potential Ninja. Just gonna throw them down there right now. I guess if they knock out 2 more, I don't need another Ninja. I should just have this here for the... I don't need this energy on this Froakie, because if they knock out 2 more Greninjas, I lose. I guess it could get weird though if they Fion something up and I want to push up another Greninja. So no, I guess it's still correct to play it out this way. Furious Shurikens again. Let's go after the Absol, man. Alright, once again, relying on the Jutsu. But we did get ourselves in a position where if they are a custom catcher build, they are, but I guess they are down a custom catcher now that I'm looking at their discard pile. So we're just hoping they don't play Pokemon catchers to get around our stuff. Hopefully it's just a 4 custom, 1 great catcher kind of build. And they don't have more ways to get around our Greninja besides the Fion, which we know they have as well, I guess. Here's a Marnie. That's fine. Our hand wasn't too particularly good or anything. But yeah, no, it is still correct to set up this Froakie like this, because if they knock out this one and then it goes Greninja, and we open up a bench space, we'll have a full setup Greninja to work with if we want to. Alright, here comes the Ultimate Ray. Do we get heads on the Jutsu is the question. Hold up, some wisdom to be had first. Ultimate, right? We got another heads. All right, one step closer. All right, now we have to decide where we go from here. I'm gonna go ahead and play this Great Ball. We got the Frogadier. That is good. So we can go knock out that Dedenne here. We need to draw 5 prize cards. Yes, so we're gonna knock out the Dedenne here. It's most damage efficient. Maybe I could have looked to actually, because we do also play the Mew. So if I put that 20 here, no, 50-50. If I put the 20 here, this guy had 1 HP, could have gone 50-50. I still hit 50-50. I guess it doesn't quite work out how I would want it to work, I don't think. Yeah, here we go. Shuriken, gonna get rid of the Absol. 20 or 50 more here on this Dedenne. We're just gonna be just a tad short from winning here. If we played something like a Zigzagoon or something, we would have the win here. Still, once again, no Sandslash. I don't think it might. I think maybe it doesn't make a difference at this point. Yeah, I think the Sandslash might just not make a difference at this point. It was our early game plan, and I think if we had it in the deck or found it early in the prize cards, we would have been able to win this one actually with those 2 heads on the Jutsu. But I think this one's going to be slipping a little bit too far away, a little bit too fast, and we should be losing here eventually. There's that Fion. Send up another Greninja. Yeah, this is why I want 2 Greninja set up and play at all times. So even if they do knock out this one, having this one here is still a big deal, because then we don't have to constantly be like 1 energy retreating. We should attack with the next Greninja. There's the ultimate Ray. We lived for another turn. I think we've done it. That means I kind of just had given up on last turn because I didn't expect to get this lucky, but 3 heads in a row. We're gonna go ahead and put 50 more on this Dedenne, and I think the best place to put it besides there is probably on the Jirachi. So we're gonna go ahead and punch Jirachi for 50 more, but they can't win on their next turn. There's no target for them to knock out. We have 2 other Greninjas set up, so I think we just win. The only line of gameplay that I see for them to possibly win would be to bring up our Zacian, try and trap it, or the Frosmoth. But we have 2 energy in hand. We don't have another Escape Board left. If they brought up Zacian, we attach here, we would maybe run out of energy. No, I think we should be fine. I don't think we're ever running out of energy. And maybe they play Super Scoop Ups. That's the only other thing I can think of. I don't think so, though. We see the Acrobikes. Usually when you see the Acrobikes, finally we get a Tails, but it is just in time for us. Very timely. Not a little bit too late. A little bit too late for our opponent. Just in time for us, as we're going to be able to use those various Shurikens and knock out this. Then I knock out the Jirachi as well. And finally see that Sandslash. Didn't matter this gave up parry. And that's going to do it for this video on the Greninja deck. Super wacky deck, fully reliant on the ability to kind of carry you through games, but it is super fun, so I definitely recommend checking it out, trying it for yourselves, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.